I was thinking about something, and it just reminded me of how much it's so important to watch how we say things. So, for instance, I don't know if a lot of you know that I had high blood pressure for many years. I was diagnosed when I was 25. And I also was taking medication for a long time. The last time, right before I stopped taking medication, I was on 2 medications. And it got me to thinking about how I was told well before I was 25, like ever since I was a kid, that my grandmother had high blood pressure, my mom had high blood pressure, so I'm going to get it too because it's in genetics. It's just genetics. But that was it. And I don't doubt at all that a doctor or somebody in the healthcare field told my grandmother that, who told my mom that, who told me that. And I had that in my head, ingrained in my head for a long time. So when I even got of age, it was always in my head, like, oh, I'm going to get high blood pressure anyway. And so come to find out, while that is partially true, that it is partially genetic, it's not all the way true. It's not a definite, that's another thing I was told. You'll be on blood pressure medication your whole life. That's not exactly true at all. If you take care of yourself, if you change your eating habits, your lifestyle, no smoking, and you really take care of your health, that doesn't have to be your destiny. And I am just like thinking to myself, is that still something that people are told? Are people told that, oh yeah, your parents had high blood pressure, so you're going to get it too? Is there any other conversation other than that? Is there a conversation about lifestyle changes will make a difference in your diagnosis? You don't have to be on blood pressure medication forever, or you can change your lifestyle and turn it around for yourself. Or even so that, hey, before you even get to that, diagnosis, the conversation when you go to checkups as a teenager, oh, I see you have a family history of high blood pressure. That you could very well get it because in your genes there is, a possibility genetically that you can get it. But because if you have a better lifestyle and if you do X, Y, Z, you could prevent it from happening to you or getting diagnosed with it. I don't remember conversations like that when I was coming up. And that bothers me because I felt for a long time that was just going to be my destiny. No matter what I did or what I tried, I was just going to have high blood pressure. And also diabetes. I thought I was going to have that too, no matter what I did, because I trusted my doctor. And please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't trust your doctor, but you need to trust yourself enough to do more research and to, ask more questions. Ask more questions when it pertains to your health and things that you're told and things that you grew up with, because there's really no excuse now. I'm not saying that the internet is everything, but I mean, it's a whole lot more than what I had when I was coming up as a kid or as a young adult. You can find out so much more information now than you could back then. So it would really be ignorant of anyone who has the ability to find out information regarding their health, not to look it up and ask questions on what you find. I always look up things nowadays, and when I do have doctor's appointments, which is not as often anymore because I'm not on blood pressure medication anymore, thank God. But when I do have to go to the doctor for whatever reason, I'm asking questions because I want to get their opinion, and I want them to see that I'm advocating for myself and I'm not just willing to lay down and just take any pill or any potion or any shot. You have to be your biggest advocate. So, it was just something I was thinking about, because I think about people that are coming up and that are growing up and maybe have had family members that had blood pressure issues or, or things like that. Are they still being told this kind of stuff? Are they being told, hey, there's a way that you can prevent from this happening? Because it is so irresponsible and dangerous to tell young people or whomever that, you know, it's black and white. This is how it is. You're never going to be able to be out of this situation medically because it's inherited or it's a genetic thing, you know. And we all know that, you know, natural remedies, unless they're coming from a holistic coach or a nurse practitioner or someone who really advocates for natural health, that these conversations aren't being had, you know, not as much as they should. So that's why I think it's so important for not only doctors, but people like myself and people that have been able to successfully get off medications and help themselves to share their story and be transparent if they care enough. And I know I do, because it's just in my nature to give information, not be a gatekeeper. I was raised that way. I will continue to be that way. I finally found my passion, and this is it. My ebook that is coming out is so much of a testimony of my own experience and what I found and learned to be true for myself as a regular person, living life, trying to figure life out and trying to figure my health out. I just really think it's such a valuable tool for everybody to have, especially if you have any kind of anxiety about going to a doctor and not having any kind of information or any kind of research that you've been able to do yourself, because, you know, it could be intimidating. It could be, there's even such thing called white coat syndrome. And if you find a good doctor, somebody who listens to you, who seems to have your best interest at heart, that's gold, and that's wonderful. Especially if you already have existing conditions, you're able to open up to your doctor and they'll give you some solid advice. It's not sitting in a waiting room for 30 minutes only to have a 10 to 15 minute doctor's appointment. You know, they're really going to advocate for you, and that's a blessing. That's great. You know, but you always want to be equipped with information that you found out on your own, and, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. So Break Every Chain is an amazing transformation tool for anyone who's pre-diabetic, type 2 diabetic, high blood pressure, even autoimmune diseases, sugar addicts, just a person who wants to clean up their diet, their nutrition. They're concerned with maybe with the foods that they eat that comes in bags and boxes with barcodes. They want to eat more of a whole food diet. They want to ramp up their nutrition. Maybe it's a woman who's 35 plus, 40 plus, and they're concerned with their hormones being out of whack and wanting to see why they're not able to lose weight. Why are they not able to break plateaus? Why are they yo-yo dieting? They're doing all the things, right? And it's just not coming together. All of those things affect us. And I just love the fact that I was able to put something together that everybody in those situations and even more can benefit from. And not just women, men as well. There's a mind and body connection that nobody really talks about when it comes to our metabolic health. I've helped several women lose weight and reset their metabolism without another extreme diet. So download Break Every Chain or book a free call, and let's build the lifestyle that finally works for you. Because what worked for a season shouldn't fail you in the next. I'll see you on the inside.